Hello students, welcome to the discussion on Paripurna, and today we shall be discussing topics of 8th November. Okay, today we shall be having one mains topic under mains lens and five topics of prelims we shall be discussing. Let's start our topics. So, our first article from mains lens is the agenda for climate justice at COP30 from pledges to community-led adaptation and leadership. See, first of all, we have to understand the topic itself. That means what the topic is trying to say. So, after understanding, no, you only can predict, okay, these all points must be there in the topic, right? So, let's understand what the topic is saying. It is talking about the agenda or objective for climate justice at COP30. So, first of all, tell me, what is climate justice? What is climate justice? See, climate justice, no, it's not only about the environmental concern or about the cutting emissions that we have to do justice to the climate or the environment. No, it is a comprehensive concept which includes social, ethical, and legal dimensions. So, along with geographical and environmental dimensions, it includes social, ethical, and legal dimensions. So, overall, you can say climate justice is about fairness, rights, and accountability. Okay, so this is the meaning of climate justice. Now, agenda for climate justice at COP30. COP30, that means 30th Conference of Parties under the framework of UNFCCC. Okay, so 30th Conference of Party no will start from 10th of November and it will be held in Belém in Brazil. Okay, and now why this COP30 is so important? Means why we are talking about climate justice at COP30? Because it marks 10 years since the Paris Agreement. So why this thing is important? Because COP30 marks 10 years of Paris Climate Agreement. And you all know the importance of Paris Climate Agreement, right? So, this is the case. So, we are talking about the agenda or objective for climate justice at COP30. Okay, now the second line is from pledges to community-led adaptation and leadership. So basically, this line means that no, from past many years, the developing countries keep on making climate promises, climate no pledges that we will do this, we will do that for the developing and underdeveloped nations. But now this is high time that you should convert the pledges into tangible actions, right? Because it is very easy to make fake promises, but it is difficult to implement them. That's why the topic says from pledges to community-led adaptation and leadership. Okay, and in the tangible actions, the involvement of community is very important. Okay, so till now we have just understood what the topic is trying to say. Okay, now let's come to the other point that see, if I am talking about climate justice, or for that matter, if I am talking about justice, that I am saying that no, I want justice, that means something wrong has been done, right? That's why I need justice. So in that aspect, we will discuss what wrongs or what issues are being discussed under no climate change or climatic disaster. Okay, so we shall be discussing some of the issues or challenges related to this climate change for which we need climatic justice. Okay, so Here, the main important point is that the Asia Pacific region is the ground zero for climatic disasters. The article says Asia Pacific region is the ground zero. So, what is ground zero? Ground zero is nothing, no? The ground zero, this keyword you can use with anything where the intensity is very high or the situation is no very important or no, the communities are very vulnerable in that region. So for that thing, we can use ground zero. So the article is saying that Asia Pacific region is ground zero for climatic disasters, and there are some 3, 4 points which are substantiating these things. Okay, so for next 1 minute, I will be discussing 2, 3 concepts along with data and facts. Then you have to tell me that how I can relate climate change with two important topics in UPSC syllabus. You will tell me. I will just discuss the data and then you will tell me in the comment section that you can relate climate change from to which two important topics. Okay, so I will start. First of all, I will discuss about the global fatalities. So, no, here I have used very simple kind of data. So you can do one thing, you can take screenshot of this data because this data can be used in any answer or any essay related to climate change or migration or anything. So it's not that every day you will read newspaper and every day if any data is coming related to climate change, you will jot down it and for no complete 365 days you will keep on remembering those data and facts. It's not like that. For particular topic, remember 2 or 3 important facts, data or report and repeat it in all the answers or essays. So I am doing here same thing. That no very simple data and facts are being presented here in the article. So you can just remember and you can no recall with me only. You can revise with me. Okay. So first of all, I am talking about climate related deaths. So the article is saying that around 60% of global deaths occurs in the Asia Pacific region. Between 2023 to 24, in the period of 1 year, around 60% global fatalities occurred in the Asia Pacific region. Okay, so second important thing which I will discuss is that the Asia Pacific region is home to 60% of world's population and it contributes to 40% of global migrants. Okay, so see, now remember with me. See, this region is home to 60% of world's population. Okay, and it accounts for 40% of global migrants. So 60 plus 40 becomes 100. So in this way, you can remember 60% of world's population responsible for 60% of global deaths and contributes to 40% of global migrants. Okay, so in this way, I remembered 3 facts 60, 60, and 40. Okay, now let's discuss the next point. Okay, so next which I will be discussing is about the here conflicts and instability. So it says that in 2024, around 2,500 migrants lost their lives, and examples are given about Rohingya refugees and Afghans because of instability and conflicts. Okay, so see, we had very simple data 60%, 60%, 40%, and 2,500 migrants who lost their lives because of conflict and instability. Okay, so I think now you won't forget, this kind of data related to climate change. You will be writing in any answer. I hope so. Okay, so coming to my previous question. Now, please tell me, you can relate climate change to which two important topics in UPSC syllabus? Okay, please think for a minute, then I will discuss. Because now I will be making a flow chart, very simple flow chart, through which you can write various dimensions related to climate change. Okay, so let me discuss now. See, here I will be making a simple flow chart. See, I am relating climate change to two important topics, which is migration, and second is conflict and instability. Okay, see how I am relating it. See, I will explain it with an example. For example, due to climate change, we have droughts. Okay, or because of climate change, we have seawater intrusion. So, what will happen because of droughts? There will be food scarcity, right? And what will happen because of seawater intrusion? There will be scarcity of fresh water. Okay. So, what will happen because of this? Because of food scarcity and fresh water, there will be competition for resources. And if there is competition for resources, it will lead to conflict and instability, right? Now, if there is conflict and instability, what will happen? The population from this region will migrate to another region, right? So it will lead to migration also. Now, if people are migrating to the another region, then again there will be conflict and instability in the destination region, right? So please focus on the arrows I am making because this only defines our flowchart. Climate change leading to conflict instability leading to migration, and migration again leading to conflict instability. And one more arrow you can make. You can directly relate climate change to migration because, for example, if because of climate change there are conditions of flood or there is issue of submergence of land, which we can easily see in the no Pacific Islands, then obviously population will migrate to another region. So this complete flowchart or complete diagram you can use in any answer related to either climate change or migration, or for that matter, you can relate to global governance or no, conflict and instability, the topic of security you can use no and for that matter you can include this in essay also because in essay linkages provide you very good marks if you link one topic to another, right? So in this way I have related the topic of climate change with migration and conflict and stability. So I think no, please take a screenshot of this flowchart and you can modify also. I mean you can relate other factors also, right? Okay, so this was the thing we related two things with climate change. Now, see, we have discussed the issues or challenges that what all problems we face. Okay, now we want climate justice. So for that, we need solutions, solutions for climate justice. Now, sorry, first let's discuss what kind of solutions do we need. See, what kind of solutions I mean? See, at present, what kind of justice is happening? Justice is basically corporate driven. It is basically corporate driven. Why I'm saying corporate driven? Because whenever the developed countries promises the climatic financing or technology transfer, these are just on paper. And even if they do, they ignore the caste, the gender, or the class. Means the various kind of inequalities are already present in the society, and developed countries ignore those kind of things. Okay, so basically, what kind of solution we need? We need solution which is inclusive of all vulnerable communities. Okay, so this kind of solution we need, which is inclusive. So this is one line answer, right? Now we have to discuss the solutions in detail. Okay, so let's discuss the solution in detail. Just a minute. Okay, so let's start. See, our first solution I am talking about is to strengthen community-led adaptation. Okay, So, what do I mean with community-led adaptation? That means you have to empower the local population. That means you have to empower the women organizations, you have to empower the youth groups, the indigenous communities, so that they can help you in policy making, right? Also, you have to restore the ecosystem, right? Like the mangroves ecosystem, like the native forest, so that these all things can help you to adapt to the impacts of climate change. Okay, so first point is to strengthen community-led adaptation. Now, coming to second thing. So second thing is to invest in climate resilient sectors. Okay. So what do I mean by this? See, it means to invest in, no, for example, flood resilient agriculture. Flood, sorry, flood resilient agriculture. No, there are no some flood resistance rice varieties. You might have heard about those varieties. Rice varieties. Okay. And also you can invest in renewable energy, right? So in this way, we can invest in climate resilient sectors. Now, I have one homework for you. You have to read about Italy's Nemo's garden. Please note down that this topic. You have to read about Italy's Nemo garden for vegetables. See, this is a very good topic which you can use for case studies also. You can use in essays also, or you can use just an example also. So please do read about Italy's Nemo garden for vegetable. It is related to this topic only about climate resilient agriculture. Okay. So in this way, we discussed the investment in climate resilient sectors. Now let's discuss about the about to enhance climate finance. Because see, we discussed that we need to strengthen community. We discussed we need to invest in climate resilient sectors. But these all things need finance, right? To educate people, we have to invest. To set up renewable energy infrastructure, we need finance, right? So how to enhance climate finance? So under this topic, no, you can discuss an important thing that is Baku to Belem roadmap. In any topic of climate change, please do use this term. See the keywords I am writing, no, please focus on that because these type of keywords, no, can fetch you good marks. So Baku to Belem roadmap. What is this? This roadmap proposes to provide 1.3 trillion annually for developing nations by 2035. Okay, so no, we need to operationalize this roadmap for climatic financing. Okay. Also, one more thing I need to focus here is that as we know that developed countries always promises to provide loans to developing countries, right? But the need of an hour is to provide grants and not loans. Why I am saying this? Because of loans, no, loans become burden on developing and underdeveloped countries, right? But grants will actually help them. So we need grants and not loans. Okay. So this is the thing with the climate finance. Now coming to ensuring climate reparations. See, this is also one important keyword, climate reparations. So what do I mean by this? It means that the global north must take the responsibility. Responsibility of what? Responsibility of climate change, responsibility of pollution. So global north must take the responsibility and must provide the compensation for the loss they did. So this we mean by climate reparations. Okay. Now coming to next point, that is promote food sovereignty. See, again, this is very, very important keyword, promoting food sovereignty. I mean, alone on this keyword, a question can be made in UPSC mains. Okay, so first of all, you must know what is food sovereignty. So, food sovereignty is the right of people to define their own food and type of agriculture system they want to use. Okay, so food sovereignty is the right of people to define their own food and agricultural systems. Okay, so in that way, they can use the sustainable methods in agriculture. Okay, so this is the meaning of food sovereignty. Now, how can we promote this concept of food sovereignty? So again, very, very important keyword I'm introducing. We can do this by encouraging agroecology. Agroecology. Now, what is this agroecology? So, agroecology no, is a concept in agriculture where we integrate the scientific and traditional concepts of agriculture. Okay, so it is a sustainable way of agriculture. So, it is kind of an interconnected ecosystem. And so here we do not consider the agricultural field just a production unit. No, it's kind of way of life for the people. Okay, so it views farm as an interconnected ecosystem and as a way of life. Okay, so this is the concept of agroecology. So please do focus on the keywords I am highlighting: agroecology, food sovereignty. Okay, now next point we are coming is phase out fossil fuels. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Phasing out fossil fuels. That means no, we should now stop the exploration. We should stop the exploration of oil, coal, natural gas, these all things. And we should work towards building the infrastructure of renewable energy. Okay. Now, the last point is ending waste colonialism. Okay. So what do we mean by ending waste colonialism? It means that no the generally developed countries used to dump their waste in developing and underdeveloped countries. So now we have to ban these things. Okay, and we have to promote a circular zero waste economy. To ban these kind of practices, we have several conventions, right? Like we have Basel Convention, like we have Stockholm Convention. So these all conventions are already there, but we have to implement these conventions in letter and spirit. Okay, so this is the thing. So overall, what we discussed these 7 points, which are ways to ensure climate justice to the vulnerable communities. Right. Now, coming to the conclusion. So, see, for the conclusion, no, I have noted two, three very good lines. So, these lines you can use for the conclusion of any answer also, or you can use for essays also. Okay, so see, I have included two, three lines. So, first line is climate justice is not charity, it is accountability. So, this concept we already discussed when we defined climate justice, right? That climate justice includes accountability also. And accountability should be of developed nations. So, this is very good line. Second is real change begins at the community level, not just in the conference halls. So, see, on any answer related to climate change negotiations, you can write this thing that no making fake promises and pledges won't be enough. Now you have to work on the implementation. And third thing is finance must empower the most vulnerable and not deepen their depth. What does this mean? As we discussed about the grants, no, that we should provide the grants to the vulnerable communities and not provide the loans, because then it will deepen their depth only and it will be burden on them. Okay, so in this way, we concluded this topic. And one more thing, please focus on the keywords, no, which I highlighted, because even question can be made on that single keyword only. For example, the concept of food sovereignty, or the concept of agroecology, or the concept of climate justice, the concept of climate resilient agriculture. These all concepts are very, very important. So please focus. They can be asked in ethics, or for that matter, they can be asked in environment, or maybe it can be asked in geography optional also, some of the concepts. Okay, so in this way, we concluded this topic. Now, one more thing. Please tell me in the comment section that the way we discussed this topic of climate change, and we interlinked this topic with various other topics. So, what do you think? Which subjects in UPSC mains, in which subject of UPSC mains you can relate this topic with? No, please tell me the subject also, and please tell me the no subtopics also. That what do you think? This topic can be related to which subtopics? Okay, so this you have to do.
So our next article is on Quad. So the context is the US President Donald Trump says that he could travel India to next year, that is in the year 2026. See, actually, here the main thing is India was supposed to host Quad Summit in New Delhi in 2025. Okay, but President of USA said that he could travel India to next year. So first of all, you must know all the countries which are included in the Quad. Okay, so basically there are 4 countries. So Australia, India, Japan, and USA. So these 4 countries are included in Quad. Okay, so please write in the comment section that 2024 summit was hosted in which city. Because 2025 I just discussed that India was supposed to host, but maybe it will be shifted to the year 2026. So in which city 2024 Quad Summit was discussed? Held. Okay, so you have to write in the comment section. Now, before discussing the prelim specific points for the Quad, let us discuss in brief the recent issues going on between India and one of the country of Quad, that is USA. So recent issue between India and USA. So here the main thing is the US president has imposed 25% of reciprocal tariffs on India. Okay, and along with that 25% extra levy is on the purchase of Russian oil. So overall you can say that total duties which are imposed on India, they are 50%. Okay, so India has described this action as unfair, unjust, and unreasonable. So this is the first thing. Now recently, according to US President, Indian Prime Minister wants US President to come to India, and he called him great man. Now, can you see the irony? First, US has imposed this much tariff on India, and now the President of USA is considering the Indian Prime Minister as a great man or as a friend. So this is how dynamics works between 2 countries. So, but these are very complex issues. Now let's discuss some of the prelims important points. So I think members we already discussed, that is Australia, India, Japan, and USA. Okay, now what is the nature of this partnership? So basically it is an informal strategic partnership. So why informal? Because see, it does not have its own headquarters, or it does not have its own secretariat. Okay, it does not have. Okay, so it is an informal partnership only. Now what is the purpose of this partnership? So see, basically this partnership is focused on this region, right? That is Indo-Pacific region. So its main aim is the open, stable and inclusive Pacific Ocean. Okay. Now let us discuss in brief the timeline for the Quad, that what all events took place. So we can start from 2004, that the origins can be traced to 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, where these all four countries came together for relief and rescue operations. So it started from 2004. Okay, now an important event was in 2007, where the group met for the first time, and it is said that it was the initiative of Prime Minister of Japan when the group met. Okay, so this was the thing in 2007. Now in 2008, major event was Australia withdrew from the group. Australia withdrew from the group, and it was under the pressure of Chinese government. Okay, now after 2008, major event was in 2017, where all four countries again came together, means Australia again joined, and all four countries again came together to deal with the issue of rising China and overall issues in the Indo-Pacific region. So this was basically the timeline. Now let's discuss the significance of Quad for India in brief. So what is the significance of Quad? So see, its significance, first of all we can say basically that it will help to counterbalance the impacts of China. Counterbalance the impacts of China. Because as you already know that for example, this is Indian Peninsula, so China is trying to create the string of pearls around India and increase its dominance in Indian Ocean region. So this Quad group will help to counter that thing. Now coming to second thing, that is, this group will strengthen the position of India, and India will be representing the global South countries. Because see, as it is clearly visible that these three countries, that is Australia, Japan and USA, these three are developed countries. So here India only is the developing country, and India can represent the overall issues of the global South. So it can be related to climate change, or it can be related to maritime security, or it can be related to freedom of navigation, anything. So India will be the voice of global South in front of developing countries, and also these developing countries will share the knowledge, will share the technology with India. Okay, so these are the significance. Now let's discuss the issues or challenges briefly. So what are the main issues? Main issues are, first can be the lack of institutionalization. What do I mean by that? Because see, as we have already discussed, that it is an informal grouping, right? So it does not have any institutional setup. And if it does not have institutional setup, so it will limit its ability to execute long-term policies, right? Because there is no institutionalization. Second thing, what we can say is, though this group is taking steps to counter the impacts of China, but reality is all these countries have economic dependencies on China, and that too, China is neighbor of India, so major issue will be for India. These all countries are located in different geographical locations. Okay, so it is not easy to counter the impact of China. And third important thing is, there is conflict among the member countries only. So as we discussed just now, right, that US president tried to postpone the Quad summit, which was about to happen in November in New Delhi. So there is conflict among the members only. US has imposed around 50% tariffs on India. So conflict is among the members only. Same thing happened in SARC also, where there was issue between India and Pakistan. Same thing happened in BRICS also, where there was issue between India and China. Okay, so these are some of the issues. So these can be discussed from mains perspective. Okay, now let's discuss our third heading, that is the first island chain and second island chain. Okay, so here basically the context is the China has commissioned an aircraft carrier named as Fujian, and it is the third carrier, right? It is the third carrier for China, but indigenously built it is the first, means it is the first aircraft carrier which was built indigenously. Okay, now first of all, you don't need to go into the detail of this aircraft carrier, but you must understand the significance of this thing. So what is the significance? See, this aircraft carrier will help China to build blue water navy. Now what is this blue water navy? Blue water navy means the navy which is capable of conducting global operations. Globally it can conduct the operations, and at present USA has the strongest global navy power. Okay, so this aircraft carrier will help China also to do the same thing, and ultimately what it will do, it will increase the influence in the Indo-Pacific region. Indo-Pacific region. So this is the significance of this aircraft carrier. Okay, now let's discuss about these island chains. Okay, so first let's discuss what is the first island chain. So see, first island chain, you can consider a line which is starting from Japan, then going to Taiwan, then the northern part of Philippines, then covering the northern part of Borneo. So basically you can say that this line is covering the eastern and southeastern coastal areas of China. Okay, so this you can say as the first island chain. So it will include Japanese archipelago, Taiwan, northern Philippines and Borneo. So please revise with me: Japan, Taiwan, northern Philippines and Borneo. So this is the first island chain. Okay, now coming to the second island chain. So for second island chain we can include the line going through Japan, including Guam Islands and going to Palau and Papua New Guinea. So see, you can revise from here: Japan, okay, passing through Guam, passing through Palau, and here there is Papua New Guinea. So this is the second island chain. This is first island chain. This is the second island chain. Okay. So why we are discussing this first and second island chain is because with the commissioning of this aircraft carrier, China can achieve its goal. What is its goal? Its goal is to dominate the regions around first and second island chain. Okay, and through this blue water navy, China can easily gain or easily dominate these regions. So this is the goal of China. So please remember these all points. For example, UPSC can easily ask that first island chain and second island chain were in the news recently. So UPSC can just ask the context only, that they were being discussed in which context. So you can discuss that they were being discussed in this context. Now, National Board for Wildlife. So the context is the standing committee of this board has recently recommended the approval for 12 key defense projects in Ladakh. Okay, so see, this board of wildlife has recommended, and the defense ministry has provided the justification that no, why these kind of projects are needed. So according to defense ministry, these kind of projects are needed to address the assertiveness of China, to address the assertiveness of China around the regions of line of actual control, that is LAC, and especially after the 2020 Galwan Valley clashes. So ministry is saying that after these clashes, it is very important to incorporate these defense projects in Ladakh. Okay, now see, we don't need to go in detail from prelims point of view, but no, you must understand the significance of this thing. So let us discuss in brief. See, the significance here is a kind of dilemma. What is the dilemma here is, these projects are approved because of national security, right? But now for the purpose of national security, infrastructure will be built, right? And this infrastructure will encroach the protected regions in Ladakh, protected regions like national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, these all things. So now what is the dilemma? Dilemma is between the national security and between environmental responsibility. This is the dilemma. And I will give an example also about the dilemma, that to build the infrastructure, to build the defense infrastructure in the region of Ladakh, two wildlife sanctuaries, one is Karakoram Wildlife Sanctuary and second is Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary. The regions of these both sanctuaries will be encroached, which are the protected and fragile regions. Okay, so now this topic you can use in GS paper 3 also in environment. You can use in GS paper 4 also in the topic of ethical dilemma. Also you can use this topic for essay. You can use it for essay. Okay. Okay, so we have discussed the issue in brief. Now let's discuss about the National Board for Wildlife. So I will highlight the points which are very important for prelims. First is, it is a statutory body, very important thing, because UPSC generally asked in 2025 also. It provided 4 bodies and it has asked that which body is made under the constitution and which is made under the law. So it is a statutory body which is made under an act, and which is that act? That is Wildlife Protection Act. Now initially it was not named as National Board for Wildlife. Initially it was named as Indian Board for Wildlife. Okay, and it was constituted in 1952. Now the members of National Board for Wildlife. So see, there is no students are generally confused about the chairperson of National Board for Wildlife. So maybe it can be the Prime Minister of India, or it can be the Minister of Environment, of Forest, or Climate Change. So now please remember and revise with me. The chairperson of National Board for Wildlife is Prime Minister of India, and the vice chairperson is the Union Minister in charge of Ministry of Environment, of Forest and Climate Change. Okay, and now remember one more thing, that not all the members are from the central government. Okay, some of the NGO members are also there. Okay, so 5 persons to represent NGOs to be nominated by central government. And one more important thing, there is a standing committee of National Board for Wildlife, which we already read in the context also, that this standing committee recommended the approval of defense projects. So basically, what is the main aim of this committee? Its main aim is to perform the duties which are delegated by the board. Okay, and its chairperson is the Minister of Environment, of Forest and Climate Change. Okay. Now, next thing, coming to National Social Assistance Program. So see, here context is not important, but the basics of this assistance program is important. So first of all, let's discuss some points from the prelims perspective. That is, when it was introduced in 1995. Okay. Second important thing is, it is centrally sponsored scheme. UPSC generally confuse the students with central sector scheme and centrally sponsored scheme. So central sector scheme means 100% funding is done by central government, and centrally sponsored means the funding is shared between central government and state government. Okay, so this is second important thing. Third important thing is the ministry, that under which ministry it is implemented, because students might get confused with the Ministry of Social Justice also. Okay, so please don't get confused. The ministry is Ministry of Rural Development. Now, it extends support to individuals below poverty line in both rural and urban areas. So basically, who are beneficiaries? Beneficiaries are people from below poverty line. Okay. Now, you must remember the sub schemes also, which are included under this assistance program. So basically there are 5 sub schemes. First is Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme. Second is National Widow Pension Scheme. Third is National Disability Pension Scheme. Fourth is National Family Benefit Scheme, and fifth is Annapurna Scheme. Okay, so you don't need to remember each and every detail of the scheme, but few data and facts are important from exam point of view. Like, for example, the age of beneficiary or the amount which is given, it is very important for UPSC EPFO examination, because there is a separate topic of social security, and also a question can be asked in this UPSC CSA examination also. So I will just discuss the important facts which can be asked in examination. Okay, just a quick revision. So under the National Old Age Pension Scheme, see, the beneficiaries for all these schemes will be the BPL population only. Okay, so here under this pension scheme, the age group is 60 years and above. So the people between 60 to 79 years, they will receive 200 rupees per month, and the people above 80 years of age will receive 500 per month. Okay, now coming to National Widow Pension Scheme. So here the people in the age of 40 to 79 years of age will receive rupees 300 per month, and the widows above 80 years of age will receive 500 per month. So above 80 years of age, the amount is same in both these schemes. Okay, now coming to National Disability Pension Scheme. So under this scheme, the population from 18 to 79 years with severe or multiple disabilities will get 300 rupees per month, okay, till 79 years, and after 80 or 80 or above, 500. So same was for before previous 2 schemes also. Now National Family Benefit Scheme. So this scheme is given in the event of death of primary breadwinner, and if the age of deceased is between 18 to 59 years, then this benefit is given. So the family receives the amount of 20,000. Okay, now coming to Annapurna scheme. So this scheme is given to those people who are eligible under National Old Age Pension Scheme, but they do not receive the benefit. Okay, so for them 10 kg of food grains per 10 kg of food grains per month are provided free of cost for the senior citizens. Okay, so these all were the 5 components which we discussed, and we discussed the important points also related to prelims. Okay, now coming to Vulture. So this topic is on first National Vulture Survey. Okay, so this was the first time when nationwide survey of vulture population was done, and the results were alarming. Okay, So why the results were alarming, I will discuss. See, first of all, we will discuss the report. That what is the name of the report? So the report was Pan India Assessment and Monitoring of Endangered Species. And what was the alarming result? It was 70% decline in the historical nesting sites of vultures. Okay. So now important question is that why this 70% decline is alarming, means how it is no impacting human beings or the environment. So for that you must understand the role of vultures in the ecosystem, in the environment. Then you will understand that why this figure of 70% decline is significant. Okay, so first of all, let us discuss the ecological role of vulture. So see, actually the vultures act as scavengers. Why they act as scavengers? Because they dispose the dead animal carcasses. Because see, for example, no, these are the dead animal carcasses, and no, vultures are not feeding on them, so they are just lying as it is. Okay, so these have the ability to spread various diseases, for example rabies, for example anthrax. Okay, if vultures do not feed on them and do not degrade these animal carcasses. Okay, and the second thing is, whenever the vultures feed on carcasses, no, so they sterilize the harmful bacteria and viruses in their stomach. Okay, and through the digestive processes, these dead remains reach to the soil. So basically they help in nutrients replenishment also. So in a way the nutrients are recycled in the ecosystem, so the vultures maintain the food chain balance also. So what two things I discussed? First is vultures act as natural scavengers. They act on the dead carcasses of the animals which would otherwise spread the deadly diseases, which can be rabies or anthrax. And second thing is they help to maintain the ecosystem balance. How they help to maintain? They consume the dead flesh and recycle the nutrients back in the ecosystem. Okay. Now let's discuss some specific findings in the report. See, I won't be discussing the findings in detail because they are not important for the prelims. Okay, I will just discuss the 4 species which were discussed in the report, and some prelims important points. So the main important thing which you need to remember is the IUCN status of these 4 species. So it is very easy to remember because all these 4 species have the status of critically endangered species. Okay, so all these 4 are critically endangered species. So one important thing for UPSC. Now second thing, it is not much important, but in the report it is discussed that these 4 species are found basically in which regions in India. So let's discuss in brief that in which regions they are found. Okay. So first about the Indian vulture. So Indian vulture is mainly found in MP and regions of Rajasthan, and in Rajasthan also, especially in the regions of Mukundra Hills. Okay, talking about the white rumped vulture, so it is mainly found in the regions of Kangra Valley, which is in Himachal Pradesh. Now talking about slender billed vulture, so its breeding sites are mostly in the upper regions of Assam. In upper Assam region. Okay, and the fourth is red-headed vulture. So mostly red-headed vultures are found in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so you don't need to remember all these points, but to have just an idea that see, these vultures are very important. We discussed about the significance also, so you must have a general idea that in which regions of India they are found. Okay, So I have discussed all the important articles. Now just a quick question for you. You have to answer that in the comment section. That first vulture century is located in which state in India? Which state in India? Okay, so you have to answer this in comment section, and its answer we shall discuss in the next video. So that's all for this Paripurna discussion. We shall meet in next video. Thank you.